The World Wrestling Federation, for over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Well, men on the are you ready? Well, here we go. Here we go.
Welcome to New Gen on a Mission podcast on the Backbone Wrestling Network. I'm Tim Slomka.
I'm JP.
Thanks for joining us again. As always, we're on a journey to relive the New Generation era, to find the best and some of the worst of a wrestling time period often forgotten. Bret and Shawn, Survivor Series 92, to Bret and Shawn, Survivor Series 97. We look beyond the pay-per-views, examine the weekly TV, see what worked, what could have worked, and what failed. JP, how was life?
It's good, man. Trying it again. A little behind the scenes.
Version 2? Version 2? Let's see. A little bit better.
We may be a little rusty. But what it is, man.
Awesome. We're excited to get back on it. I know we missed a couple weeks, but back at it. So can't wait for 95. So we're going to do a couple of superstars, and then we're calling this one the first ever head-to-head Raw versus Nitro.
Right.
So kind of a little bit of fun stuff. I know we did Nitro last time, and then we kind of talked about this is the first real one, and there's a lot to Raw that happens that is affected by Nitro, so we thought we did this. We're going to move along, just keep the show going as we get ready for In Your House 3, right? 3, yeah. Yep. That's crazy to think about. I wrote In Your House 2 on something else, but it is In Your House 2. So superstars on so we're going to start on superstars on 9/2. So the weird stuff about this is SummerSlam was the weekend before. This stuff was all taped. They had the dog show, so they're kind of in this weird cycle, right? Of like they have dog shows, so they have this old stuff out, and so they knew about Nitro happening, but they didn't know the big surprise about Lex Luger. So this is kind of funny. This superstars, of any superstars I think we've watched, this is one of the funniest ones because of what they think Luger is, what's going to happen with Luger. So interesting stuff here. So we had to, and so I had trouble finding this one. I don't know how you found it. I forgot to ask you, but I watched the Maple Leaf route. So I got the Canadian version of Superstars. So,
I have all of this from like here on out on DVD burnt. So this era is like my era. So this is my feel good era now. Yeah. Where I pretty much have everything on DVD still from like 20 years ago. So
yep, and so they start they start doing a bunch of stuff about the new season kicking off next week. So like this is the final of the old season, whatever that means, with Raw and stuff. So here we go. So we get first, Vince is with Doc, so that's brutal. We also talked about last week too how wrestling challenges change. So things are going to kind of move around as well. Like they're kind of repositioning their weekend programming, mostly because they're the dumps. Diesel sucks and this title reign is going nowhere. But now they kind of have Vince and Doc versus Vince and King as they move shows around. We get Bam Bam with a quick squash. Really weird that he's not on SummerSlam. I don't really talk about it much in SummerSlam, but he kind of gets a win, kind of doing nothing. I mean, the guy that the main event of WrestleMania is kind of the King Kong Bundy role of just kind of getting out there and everything.
Yeah. And
then we get a Todd SummerSlam report. It's so funny. They talk about highlights of Lex Luger. They're talking about how he's still around. He's still big. And then it's also funny that they taped all these angles for Luger and then immediately have to kind of switch it around with Luger kind of showing up on Nitro. So we get kind of the quick SummerSlam report, and then we get stuff about In Your House 3. Like it's going to be a quick turnaround. So they already announced that there's going to be a tag team match, Yoko and Owen versus Shawn and Diesel.
Right.
And they're going to all belts are going to be on the line. And this is one of the Gorilla Monsoon specials. A fan-friendly president is going to deliver for the fans here. So fine enough thing. We get some promos for them too. So they're starting to build it up. It has no reason for the feud, but they're going to kind of really go into overdrive here of like promoting this match.
Yeah, you can tell this is kind of like a Shawn is kind of overshadowing Diesel, so they want to put Shawn with Diesel in the match. He's clearly, Diesel's obviously a failed champion.
Yes.
I as a kid, you're like, oh, you look back at it, you're like, oh, Diesel's kind of cool. Like this championship reign is probably one of the worst of all time. Like there's no, I don't know what redeeming qualities you can find.
Yeah.
Like there's no promos, right? There's no angles where you're like, oh, that was a good Diesel angle. The in ring definitely isn't there until the match where he loses the belt. So yeah, it's been a shitty ass reign. So there's nothing we can really say that saves that. And then as far as like the pay-per-view goes, what we get next is we get a Jean-Pierre Lafitte squash, and you can tell that's building towards the Bret match. So, you have Diesel with one of the worst title reigns of all time, but then you're putting Bret with Jean-Pierre Lafitte, a pirate, and even he makes do out of this. Like, it just shows you how good of a worker Bret is, because they do like this. Bret comes down, they have like this great pull apart, so it was pretty good. Very underrated aspect of Bret. Like, he did it with the Vince thing too. Like, these like pull aparts with Bret are pretty good. There's a lot of like realism to them. So I thought that out of nowhere kind of made a dull couple squash matches a little interesting. Then we get a Henry Godwinn squash also, and this is where DiBiase comes down and he ends up trying to slop him, but then slops King Kong Bundy. So,
where's Bundy been?
Yeah, I don't know why he's still here. I mean, you don't have Bigelow on SummerSlam, but you got King Kong Bundy in appearances. So, yeah. So not like you said. It's that it was taped before. Got Luger in the plan still. Squashes are just kind of boring. They haven't felt the heat from Nitro yet. Like, as far as feeling real competition. And then we get in the ring. We have Bulldog in the ring with Cornette and Vince. And this is where they do like the why, Davey, why. He's got short hair now, so he's changed his look. Turning heel, he's got to be the shorter hair. Cornette says like Bulldog never got his acknowledgement as a single star, so now he's going by the British Bulldog as well, like was David Boy Smith, and now he's going by the British Bulldog. And I think Bulldog kind of nailed this promo. He's not known as a promo guy. He's not really the best promo at all. He says weird things, but I think he kind of nailed this promo at the end, putting everybody on notice. So I thought it was kind of a good, he's going to have a terrible match with Diesel soon, but I'd blame that more on Diesel than him. But I thought this was pretty good, like explaining the heel turn and your typical "the fans don't care about me" kind of thing. Cornette did a good job too, hyping him up.
It was good. So it was really well done, I thought. It's so funny. He keeps talking about Luger, and there's a feud there. It's like they look like they're maybe going to set something up. He also does the classic. I should have done this earlier. Sorry, I didn't do the scooter, which is always a classic. I love that. So good enough that we kind of get that moving. We're kind of setting Bulldog up, like you said. The haircut gives him, and Cornette kind of gives him different credibility. So good enough there. Then we get Bret Hart versus Waylon Mercy. I feel like this match has it all over. Let me just see if I have anything else in there. The other thing, I'll let you do Mercy versus Hart. I feel like that has everything. But they do announce that in your house, Bam Bam versus Bulldog, like a real quick match. Right. So it just kind of comes out of nowhere that match is going to happen too. So again, elevate Bulldog, but you can clearly tell this isn't now Bam Bam is enhancement talent right now.
Yeah. Oh, he's not long for this world. I mean, he's got a month or two left.
Well, he's gonna do this for a while. Yeah, I think this is the rest of the year. Is him just
I know.
Coco Beware. The new Coco Beware.
Right. Exactly. So we get Bret versus Waylon Mercy. Mercy's moving real slow here.
His back is aft.
Yeah, I know Diesel messes back up with a powerbomb. I don't know if that's already happened on a house show or something or what, but you can just tell he's out of it. Bret kind of gives the formula of the matches. He gives them the beginning of the match. Then Bret mounts a pretty solid comeback, gets the crowd into it, and then Jean-Pierre Lafitte comes down and interferes, and they start brawling again and gets the crowd really hot. So Bret's pretty good at getting that sympathy.
Yes.
He's Shawn, like he and Shawn are two completely different baby faces. Shawn's the more animated and over the top. Bret's more old school, working for sympathy in the ring kind of thing. So I thought this got the crowd really into it, and the match wasn't anything good with Waylon Mercy, but Bret, it was built for the Bret and Jean-Pierre Lafitte feud, which I thought was pretty solid work.
Yes,
there.
Definitely.
And then they also at the end of the show hype up a special interview with Lex Luger. So letting you know that they didn't know what was going on with this. That he was going to jump ship. And it leads me to believe that, like, the whole thing with, like, Savage, how the rumors always were why he never came back. It leads me to believe that it really was because he went to WCW, because Luger was on that shit list for a long time too, with the company. And it was probably because of this. Like, that Luger made them look stupid. Like, he made them look real dumb. So,
yeah. It was it was definitely a sign. The match was fine enough. And like you said, Mercy's back really looks like he just looks brutal. He, like, that character we kind of love so far, but yeah, he does not look good.
Right.
So, all right, we'll move on to the next Superstar. So tape the same day, 9. Unless you had anything else on Superstars.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So then we got 9/9 Superstars, which where was that taping? Now I got to remember where that one is because they moved it. But yeah, it's the 9/9 Superstars, which I think happened before. Was taped in a different taping, which is crazy that they did that. Because they're kind of, like I said, they cancel Wrestling Challenge, so they moved Superstars to like a dual taping with other stuff. So this one's taped the day before, so it's kind of interesting. They got this new country theme of Superstars, which is really weird. I don't call it as good, but it's kind of country there.
I don't remember that theme at all.
No, I don't understand it at all. But it was definitely a weird theme. We get randomly Man Mountain Rock even comes out and talks about he's still there around, and they're going to talk Backlund versus Man Mountain Rock. Like, they're just like, where did this come from? Yeah. But our first match, after that is that we get John Pierre Lafitte versus Man Mountain Rock, and they're talking about Backlund still. They talk about how he's from Iowa State. These guys are both like fat, but not powerhouses. John Pierre Lafitte's Cannonball is awesome. Yes, and they start to build up Bret Hart. So they build up this feud. Hey, we're going to be at this feud. It's going to be awesome. It's kind of a good stuff. There that they're really kind of building up this feud between the two.
Yeah, that's kind of what Jean Pierre Lafitte is doing right now. Like, he's got these, squash matches or whatever, but it's really just to get him out there, let you know that it's a contender for Bret, which is so weird to have such like such a low card feud for Bret. Like, it's not involving a title. Yeah. It's not like Jean Pierre Lafitte was built up,
right? Like, he just fought Hakushi, kind of same thing, right? Like, I would be okay with one of these, but it just kind of did the same thing with Hakushi, right? Like, it's kind of back to back. I almost
wonder if there's some like Canadian connection there where Bret's trying to like help him out or something. I don't know. It's just really random because like Jean Pierre Lafitte's not even long for WWF.
Yeah, but at least he was. Jean Pierre Lafitte was a champion. I know they don't bring that up really, but like, he's a guy that's been known.
The tag champ and stuff, and a high. Like, he immediately gets picked up by WCW. Yeah. So I think him and Rougeau both do. Yeah, so I think that's part of it too. Right? Like, this is a credible guy they're going to try to do. It's just this gimmick's not credible. Right. It's just funny how they always give the shit to Bret and he kind of makes it work as good as he can. Yeah. The next we get 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Dean Douglas. So I was excited to see this. Dean Douglas making his in-ring debut. Yeah. And supposedly this is the match that, like back in the day, they would say the Clique would have a thumbs up or a thumbs down on somebody if they could have a good match with 1, 2, 3 Kid. So this was kind of their litmus test. Yeah, this is what started everything of them saying Shane Douglas wasn't a good worker, which was weird because I thought the match was pretty solid. Like, Douglas is like pinballing for Kid early on, which is good stuff. There's this cool like atomic drop after a springboard on the ropes spot that they do that I thought was pretty good. And then Douglas is playing like a solid heel, pulling up Kid's head from the count and stuff, which I thought was pretty good. Like, showing how much of a dick he is. Yeah. And that kind of brings Razor out. So Razor comes down. And then Douglas ends up clocking Razor, and Kid gets a near fall. And then Razor ends up coming back in for the DQ. So they keep Douglas strong. They don't let him, job out. They show like the chemistry between Kid and Razor, which is good to play off of too.
Yeah. Do you like that? I thought it was not ready yet.
I don't. I would have rather seen the match complete, especially with Shane Douglas's first match.
Yeah.
Even if he had to pull the tights or something to win.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was a vendetta from the beginning that the Clique was just going to make him look weak because they probably knew they had plans to put the IC belt on him. And that's why Shawn does the whole "I got jumped by Marines." And
there's a lot there. It just feels like it's like let the Razor Dean Douglas feud happen.
Right.
You don't need to bring in that other piece. Like it feels like a little rushed. So
I think there was sabotage involved though. Like
there could have been.
Every time Shawn has had to drop a belt, there's always something that goes on. There's always something in the background where he doesn't drop it clean. So. Yeah, it's just always some kind of bullshit, and I think Douglas was doomed from the start.
Yep.
They give him a shitty gimmick, and he even kind of makes it work, with the vignettes and stuff, and it's still...
Yeah, I don't mind the gimmick that much.
Yeah,
I think it's not as bad as people remember.
Yeah.
I think the outfit doesn't help. He looks ridiculous in his outfit.
But
The exclamation point.
If you look at the promos and the build, and then even him in the ring, he's actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
He turns it into something good. So
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
Compared to some other crap we get.
Right.
So great. And then we get they announced that. We also announced they talk about the fall season. We get the rest of Inner House. So they got Bret Hart versus Jump Here Lafitte. We even talk about Dean Douglas versus Razor. Waylon Mercy versus Savio Vega. So a couple of matches. Again, they kind of run in this real quick where they don't have a lot of time to do everything. And so they're just going to run these matches out. We quickly get an Owen and Yoko squash next. They talk about, the tag team title. Then I have a comment about it. Shawn never lost a tag team title by pinfall. Probably not. Like you said, like 10 belts for tag team championship. Never lost by pinfall.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to me as always with Shawn, as we were kind of mentioning.
Yeah.
And then we get Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka. So Tatanka's already in the ring. They kind of build up like $1 Million Man. It's like, I'm going to take this guy out, ready to go. But then it's such a weak entrance with Tatanka. He's in the ring already. It looks like a bomb. Quick match. I felt like Tatanka didn't look bad. But they talk about how Sid tries to get involved, but Shawn still wins. So Tatanka just looks weak. Vince has an orgasm as Shawn wins. He's in the complete stripper mode at this time too. So it's like super. He's just super annoying. Vince, Shawn is super annoying as well. He's definitely getting over with the ladies, but I just thought Shawn was better at this time, and he's just not. I just keep thinking about like, oh, he's gonna be this awesome guy. And he's just not right now.
He's obnoxious.
Yeah, and maybe it's just different eyes coming at it, but yeah, it's definitely very annoying.
Right.
So,
and Tatanka is dead in the water. I mean, he's
such a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we're probably going to see here in a month or so, and it's probably already starting where a lot of these guys are going to get washed out. Like you have like a second phase of the New Generation era where, like, once Nitro starts, they kind of do like a roster reset in a way. With some of the new guys, like you're going to get Austin, you're going to get Goldust is going to start eventually, you're going to get Mankind, you're going to get, Hunter Assembly's already there, but he's going to get more push. So you're going to kind of see a influx of guys coming through. And then some of these guys that have been around for 3 or 4 years who haven't really done anything, they're going to get washed out. So it's just something to keep an eye on there.
Yep. And then anything else on Superstars?
No, I think we covered that.
Okay, we got all the Superstars. So we're gonna get some Nitro. So we're gonna do Nitro. So this is the first one they do head to head. This is the 9/11 Nitro and 9/11 Raw. Raw's gonna be taped, so it's gonna be a little sale, which we'll learn about soon enough. Eric Bischoff at this time, like the first one, I really didn't think he did that many digs at. This second one is just all about digs.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. I love the open. He does he does say let's get it on really well too. Like they definitely do it. Big time. The fireworks, the entrance. We first get our montage of the streets. Like this is the Nitro that we all kind of know and well. The set's all set up. The arena's kind of at this point smaller. They kind of use these smaller arena size,
right?
But it's pretty good. So it's kind of fun. And this will be that until they kind of get to those Georgia Dome type things later.
It's about another year and a half. Yeah.
So we get Sabu and Alex Wright. They kind of mentioned last week Sabu's coming, so they're throwing a bunch of new guys out here. Some of it's probably just to see what sticks, like who's the new guy that we can put over. But we get a quick Sabu match. It's a fun match. Definitely high spots. Definitely trying to get over like, hey, we have different products. The match ends. Sabu wins, and then he decides to do a flip onto a table. And for some reason, they call that a DQ. I've never seen that called before ever.
Right.
Somehow Sabu loses his first ever match. And fine enough match, and just good to get the guys over. Again, you get a lot of shots by Eric Bischoff during this time, and kind of building up what Nitro is going to be. Hey, we're going to have different, more action-packed, not squashes. So I like the thing of it. It really helps me right now that it's only an hour and not 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a big win.
What Nitro did in the opening to both shows is they appealed to the fan that doesn't like WWF, or wants something different. So like you have Liger in the first match of the first show. So if you're someone that's like, into dirt sheets or watches Japanese wrestling or is into the subculture of wrestling, that appeals to you. Then you get Sabu, who's like the biggest magazine guy that's not in the WWF at the time. So he's like, you're like, or if you just don't know about ECW or anything like that, you're tuning in, you're like, who the hell is this guy? He's breaking tables, or you've heard of him, you've seen him bloody in magazines, whatever. So very smart on their part to open with like you said, more action in the beginning of both shows, and they're taking it very seriously that they obviously want to take over. So good stuff. And then we get Flair in ring with Mean Gene, and I always think these two are great together. Mean Gene's very underrated as far as like moving from WWF to WCW and how important he is to WCW. Everyone talks about like the wrestlers like Hulk Hogan and all that moving over, but Mean Gene's like, he is such a staple for WCW as far as like bringing credibility. He doesn't ever break character. And especially with Flair, he's always solid. So Flair talks about having Arn at his side, even though they're kind of like embroiled in this little feud or whatever, but that eventually brings Luger down, and they're just kind of going back and forth with Luger. They don't really know what Luger's motives are yet. They know he wants the belt, but this is kind of the situation. Like, I've watched the WCW Saturday nights from this era as well. I'm actually watching like all the WCW shows from this area, like worldwide, everything. This is where like Vader is involved in the plans, but Vader ends up getting fired. So it's kind of like the Luger situation on WWF, where they've taped a few things with Vader in mind, but outside of Nitro, obviously. But they have Vader in mind for the War Games match, but then Luger has to kind of get shoehorned into that, and you can tell that wasn't the initial plans.
They also keep Vader in the entrance to Nitro for months, right?
Right.
For years, maybe.
Right. So, yeah, it was. They're just trying to play off of what Luger's going to do, what his motives are, and with Flair and Arn as well. So, good stuff with Flair in ring. Okay. I mean, with the promo wise.
And then, sorry, is Sting VK next? Sorry, the interview I have at the end.
Yep.
Okay, I'll get that. Yeah, sorry, I have the interview at the end because I missed it on the first watch. So we get Sting at VK Wall Street IRS. So funny, Eric Bischoff. What's with the VK? Over the top. So annoying. He looks so stupid in the big dollar sign. It just looks terrible, but he looks fine enough. He's a credible guy, and everyone knows him, right? Like, if you watch wrestling, so you kind of get it. It's just over the top. The problem is,
he was so in 91 or maybe 91, before he became IRS, he was Michael Wall Street in WCW. So he was already that character in WCW. Then you bring him back and change him to VK Wall Street. So it's just like a corny Like you're using this guy as a puppet.
No, and it's like you mentioned, the people that don't like WWF, like there's no one new going to jump onto this, like to this piece, right? It's like, oh, I get it. Like it's just kind of lame, but I mean, they've been doing this for a while. Virgil and other stuff. Like, this isn't. Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my god, I'm not like shocked at this.
Yeah.
Fight off match. Sting looks as awesome as always.
So elite face paint tights combo for Sting with the bright green and black too.
Yep. He looks great. So he's definitely a star. Then we got Macho Man versus Scott Norton. Fight off match. We talk about Norton, how he's like a star in Japan. And then we get like mid-match. It's a fight off match. It's put over Norton strong. We get the Dungeon of Doom running out. They look such like a joke. They're so funny. I bet they might be worse than the $1 Million Man Corp. Like we got to talk about like right now at this point, they just look like bums. Like obviously when they had Giants and Luger and everyone else, but like this bum, this Kamala and Zodiac or whatever he is at this point, and Shark is stupid too. He falls on Norton's feet for the pin. It's kind of a cool ending to make Norton not look so weak. Like even though I mean, sure he could have powered out, but it was something different. But it just makes them look bad as a team and Macho gets a big win to start off.
I did, as hokey as it was, I did like the finish because, like, Shark falling on his legs lets Savage hit the elbow drop. So it does keep Scott Norton, even though they don't do anything with Scott Norton, like they don't push him at all. You would think of him, it does keep him a little.
I don't know what really happens with him, to be honest. So we'll see.
Yeah, they don't do anything with it. If you hadn't known, you would think, oh man, they got plans for him, especially with his look. Yeah. I mean, they put him with Ice Train next year, and it's Fire and Ice, and it's a tag team. It's a solid team, and eventually the NWO, obviously, but nothing major. He doesn't have any feuds or anything like that. So, then we have a Saturday night preview, which I always think is elite because I love Saturday night from this time. The theme and just the rundowns. They're really great with their previews. And then we get the main event of Luger versus Hogan. So for them, also we did get Bischoff spoiling the Raw main event in the VK Wall Street versus Sting match, like just outright spoiling it. So, I know they knew their timing and they're thinking the match was coming up, and he just gave away the whole result right there on TV. So shots definitely fired from Bischoff. But yeah, this match, Luger versus Hogan, the guy that just jumped over versus the guy that was your mainstay for a decade and built the company, is definitely a big fuck you to WWF as well. It's definitely showing like, hey, we're not playing around. Like this is. We're going balls out. Like if you look across the board, there's not a single jobber match on the whole night. Like there's no squashes. I mean, there might be a squash, but it's a named guy at least. So you got Ric Flair on the show, you got Sting on the show, you got Savage on the show. So they're loading everything up. They're going hard,
which is good,
right? And this main event's no different. So. In my notes, I put they're booking Luger strong off the bat, which is smart because they just brought him over. Luger racks Hogan early just so Hogan can kick out of it. So that's typical Hogan there. And then, the match is going on, and now they have this huge brawl where the Dungeon of Doom comes down, Sting, Savage, they all come down and brawl. And Hogan thinks that Luger sent the Dungeon of Doom down to help him. So obviously now you have these. Think Luger's portraying it like he's wants a title match. He's just out for the title, and then Hogan thinks he's joining the Dungeon of Doom. So there's all this like, they're pointing at Sting like, hey, this is your guy. Can we trust him? Kind of thing. So good stuff as far as like storytelling goes. The kind of intrigue with this new character, you don't know where his head's at yet. He claims he's only after the belt, but. Hogan's definitely stale as a character. Like he's not he's not the Hogan of old, obviously. So we're gonna see that go even more as time goes on with Nitro. But I thought this was a good show. I think Nitro is better than most Raws we've watched in '95, if not all of them. Because it's solid all the way through. But yeah, this is good for the WWF, and that it's going to give it some competition. So,
yeah, agreed. Yeah, and I mean, they were kind of just trying to get, like you said, everywhere on the show, and then try to fill the gap of like Luger and try to bring some intrigue to it, because it's really unfair if you don't have the Luger intrigue, like the Dungeon team versus Hogan alone.
Right.
Hogan could beat them alone, but it's also funny to end WCW with a log interview. Ted, classic.
Right.
And then also on the Saturday nights you talked about, we do have a big match, two big matches that are ridiculous. We get Renegade versus Max Muscle, and then Evad versus Big Bubba. I mean, like, that's part about Saturday night is like these like rando matches that we sometimes love in '95, but those are really random.
Evad Sullivan's one of my worst characters of all time.
He's all time. Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah,
he's so bad. All right, let's move on to Raw 9/11. Raw taped. Again, why did they not do this live? I don't think they should have had Raw. I mean, they should have known the Nitro was happening. They should have been able to do it. Pick something out. It's like reset your tapings. They do have the Raw letters now, the big R, the red RW or RAW in the middle. They talk about the new they have the new entrance music. They also bring up it's a new season, which again really has not hit yet. I don't really follow it. I guess just that's the way most sitcoms at some point. So maybe they're trying to make it more episodic, but they really put that over the top. But limited what's new. We start off with Razor Bulldog, fun match. I was trying to listen if they mentioned Luger in this one. I couldn't. I didn't hear anything, but maybe you caught something.
Yeah, I didn't have anything in those.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of wondering if they would have something about him. I just kind of mentioned like his old ex-partner or something like that, but I didn't catch anything.
Right.
I watched. Good enough match. We do get this 1, 2, 3 coming out. We get Dean Douglas out in jeans. We kind of get, a lot of mixed matching in here, like which is kind of good, but it's just a little bit too much. Fun enough match. You definitely elevated Bulldog. You're throwing a hump with Razor. You get some chaos. You're kind of building up Kid. You're building up Dean Douglas. So, fine enough match. It's just kind of like weak that it wasn't live. And then I'm just not a fan yet of this Kid Razor feud yet. They have an interview post match where Kid says, "I want a chance with you." The crowd's kind of behind it, but I think Kid should have turned to more just one time versus this kind of like long played out thing. And again, I think like Razor's busy with Dean Douglas. Like again, maybe they didn't realize Shawn was going to quit, and so they kind of pivot a lot of bit. But I would have let Razor go with Dean longer and then pulled this up over the winter.
Right.
Open. Good way to open against Nitro. Like like that's your competition. A good match versus like saying something like Men on a Mission now or something like that. Like a good start, but it was kind of a weak enough match.
Yeah, that's what I put. They know that there's competition. That's why they put this match first. But they just didn't really execute the way that they probably wanted to. And 1, 2, 3 Kid is he's. It's not only that the feud they're going to prolong it, right? Which I agree they shouldn't do that. It's also that he's such a babyface wrestler, and the way he looks, it's just hard to buy him as a heel right now.
Yeah.
So and
he just sounds whiny. Yeah, he just sounds whiny right now.
Right.
Or maybe not that interview, but he will start to. And that's when they go on.
But it works a lot better with the NWO because he's around the guys, he's got the beard, and he just looks sleazy.
Yep.
But yeah, right now it's just really hard to buy him as a heel. Then we get a smoking gun squash. So the more things change, the more they stay the same. And Isaac Yankem squash, which we had to shoehorn that in as well. We get a little bit of in your house build, which they, like you said, a quick turnaround. So we're gonna have to build to that, and then we get our main event, which is Shawn versus Sid. Which on paper is it's one of the best things they have to offer. So it's smart to do that. Sid does dominate early with Shawn bumping crazy for him. Shawn eventually backdrops Sid out of the powerbomb, which is cool. But then he does like so he does a spot that Bischoff mentions, which is the 3 super kicks. And says something about a karate class, or whatever. But I think the way he did the super kicks here was smart to like kind of chip away at him, like he does it to the knees. Then kind of breaks him down. You're good. Then does the sweet chin music to finish him off. So, but he beats him with the 3 super kicks, keeps it a little strong, but then he just can't help himself, and he has to start stripping again.
Yeah.
he's stripped so far that I thought we were going to see Bush, but we didn't. Thankfully, yeah. It's just like
Vince was examining with his binoculars, I'm sure.
But I don't understand why this is like a babyface character in a kid-friendly promotion at this time.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to strip. Like that's his. I remember, Will from good old Will from Texas. From he's done podcasts on North South, and I think way back in the day, I go way back with him on message boards and that kind of thing. And I remember him saying like Shawn Michaels' gimmick was a male stripper, and
definitely,
and I'm just like, it was. It definitely was. Now, when you see it now, it's like, God damn, like that just it doesn't fit in this company. Like he's just weird. Like he wins, and then we got to see him do that. So, yeah, keeping Shawn strong. Obviously, he's much more focal point than Diesel is at this point of the company.
Yeah.
So, then after the match, you get Diesel and Shawn backstage just talking about the triple header. So. Obviously, that's your focus, with Shawn being the main focus of the company right now. So obvious that they're just ready to get this belt off of Diesel and pivot to Shawn as quick as they can. So
and they'll run into little problems with that. I just love the same thing. They love stripping right now. Crowd goes nuts for it. I think the women screaming make it sound like it's louder than it is, so that might be part of it. It did even his interview, which again, nothing wrong. They just like the way he says all his interviews, like he just sounds like he's trying to be a gay stripper. Like not that there's anything wrong with that, but like it's just like the way he presents himself. He doesn't present himself right now as like the sexy boy to women. Like that's not the way he's like when Sherry and stuff, right? Like it was like get in front of me and like stuff like that. Like he was presenting himself sexy to women. He's really not at all. Like that's not the way they're presenting him. And I think he's just stripping for Vince. Like I literally think.
Well, that's it, and that's why you say like the women are screaming. That might be piped in, backstage. Yeah, that might be what that is.
But it's not like he's bringing the girls out or like has a escort or anything like that. Like. He kind of did a little bit with Pamela stuff, right? But like that's been over, and now it doesn't feel like that at all.
Well, that's why, like in '97, when Bret always calls him the boy toy. It led you to believe there's some backstage stuff that
that happens.
Like, it definitely plays out that way as well.
Yeah, and then they show random highlights of next week's matches, like they kind of show Men on Mission versus Yoko and Owen, so it just shows you it's taped for next week.
Right.
Somewhat like that. I know WCW Saturday Night does that, but it's kind of like they're running cold right now. Like, we'll see if WCW keeps hot, but like they're running very cold versus this team.
I wonder. I don't think they're taking them serious yet.
No, agreed. This was taped before they knew about Nitro, so like I can kind of get it, but like we'll see on the next taping set if they did, but they obviously didn't see the threat as a real threat.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go on to awards. Unless you have anything else.
No, I'm good.
All right, most new gem outfit.
I'm actually gonna go with the WCW with Sting with that green and black.
I'm gonna go WCW with Macho. They had like the matching green neon.
Yeah. Well, nice.
Most new gem performer.
Well, I want to say somebody I'll probably never get a chance to. And I'm a big fan. I'm gonna go with Sabu. Opening the show, breaking the tables, doing stuff you don't ever see on television at this time.
Let's see if we got someone good. I'll go Bulldog with the heel. Heel promo and heel everything heel about him. Worst match or segments?
I mean, there wasn't anything crazy bad. I don't know. I guess I'll go Man Mountain Rock versus Jean-Pierre Lafitte because, is too fat, like you said, not tough.
They don't act power guys, Like they didn't act like it. So it's kind of
right.
I'll just go 1, 2, 3 kid. Just kind of his crying. Like I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it just wasn't me. Both of them. Best match or segments?
There's nothing crazy good either on any of these shows. So I guess I'll go with, just because I like the finish so much, I'll go with Savage versus Norton.
Okay. And I'm going to go Luger versus Hogan. Just because it gave you like a little tease of it.
Right.
Anything else. My stock up's going to be Luger.
Stock up. There's not really anybody like I'm not really crazy about anybody's stock up either. That's what's. Let me think. Hold on. I'll go with Bulldog.
Okay.
Bulldog with the heel turn. Yeah, I'll go with him.
Okay. Stock down.
Stock down's got to be Tatanka. I mean,
I had already written mine, so
yeah.
double. Rare. We don't like giving out doubles, but
Right.
It's a double fest. Maybe Evad might be my just because he wasn't even on it and you disliked
Right.
But I don't know if he had the stock that high anyways. All right. Thanks everyone for listening, rating, and reviewing. We'll be back in 2 weeks to build the final build to In Your House 2. Thanks everyone again for listening, rating, reviewing. Glad to be back on here throughout the summer. On the North South, actually back on Network. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.